Hello, thank you for asking me to speak. I'm speaking here as an NKT survivor. I was in the NKT for 12 years, practicing in Shugden. I was ordained for 7, and I left in 2006. So I will just speak with my personal views as a survivor. So I will speak about what I think Shugden practice is in the new Kadampa tradition in the NKT. I believe that the NKT is a closed system that needs to silence those who could interfere with its claimed authority. I will argue that the NKT uses Shugden to do this. Shugden practice in the NKT doesn't look like and isn't used in the same way as Shugden protector practice in traditional Tibetan Buddhism. Shugden is used by the NKT as a psychological technique to silence and control the most committed insiders using meditation, and secondly, to silence critical outsiders. For example, using Shugden to demonstrate against the so-called human rights abuses of the Dalai Lama. These demonstrations also, importantly, have kept insiders from asking awkward questions about issues back home in the NKT, such as the sexual misconduct of senior teachers in the past. The NKT fiercely protects its own renown or reputation in the West. NKT students have reluctance and even fear of speaking out about possible abuses within the NKT for fear of the consequences, such as criminal arrest, being sued for libel, or social exclusion. There are enough documented cases of the NKT making legal threats against speaking to understand this is valid fear. But Shugden isn't often mentioned in complaints by NKT survivors. They usually complain about issues of control leading to a lack of kindness. But Shugden practice is the essential practice of the NKT. Praises, offerings and requests to Shugden are made every day in every NKT centre all over the world. To be an NKT centre, you have to do these prayers. And every qualified, pure NKT Dharma teacher is supposed to practice the NKT Shugden meditations before giving any teachings. As Shugden practice is the essence of the NKT and critics of the NKT need to be silenced, then if the Dalai Lama criticizes Shugden, we have to conclude that the Dalai Lama must be silenced too. But the Dalai Lama isn't criticizing the NKT, he's only criticizing Shugden practice. The murmur of the bad reputation of the NKT isn't coming from the Dalai Lama. That's mostly coming from ex-NKT members like myself, who believe what we practice in the NKT causes harm, and once we've seen how Dharma is taught elsewhere. And there are no restrictions on Shugden practice in the UK, so to justify silencing the Dalai Lama, you have to believe he must be harming Tibetans, and you need to find evidence, and try and create a campaign where most people say there is no reason for a campaign as there is very little evidence of human rights abuses. And any campaign will always pale in comparison to the problem of the Chinese invasion. So why this seemingly irrational loyalty to Shugden? I'll discuss how I feel that Shugden uses our own hope, attachment and fear to keep us tied and tongue-tied in the NKT. For a beginner, the NKT offers meditation with gardens and tea. Nothing to interfere with your normal life. The NKT also brands a fast path to enlightenment, a modern Buddhism that is nothing like that boring Tibetan stuff. To have the confidence to get enlightened, you need merit. So you live in and pay rent at a centre and help to run it and work for the Guru by promoting this pure Dharma which is Kadampa. Teaching gives you merit for a faster path. If you have merit, to be authorised to teach. That's when you get hooked, as I did, by my new hope for quick results into the trio of NKT study, being a teacher and Shugden meditations. You accumulate merit even faster if you ordain, but you're told if you disrobe, you won't get enlightened. The NKT needs teachers. It has to produce them very quickly as teachers leave and new centres are opening. Kelsang Gyatso is the reclusive Tibetan monk who created the NKT system. You may only teach using Kelsang Gyatso's books. You study so that you memorise Kelsang Gyatso's books. Heart Jewel is the basic Shugden practice that Kelsang Gyatso created. It's the NKT's Shugden practice. That's where you're told to talk to the Guru. If you have any questions your NKT teachers can't ask, you can't ask Kelsang Gyatso in person. And if you have any other problems, you're told to do more Heart Jewel. Shugden will help you with it all. It's the most confusing meditation practice I have ever done. Looking at the basics of Heart Jewel, the first half is Jason Karpa Guru Yoga. The second part of Heart Jewels is offerings and requests made to Shugden, an outer practice of Shugden that's very similar to the Gelug Palden Lama Protector Tea offering. In this second part, you request knowledge, protection, compassion and power from Guru and Shugden, and meditate on downloading the confidence and power to teach or for success in your activities. Shugden is almost everything. Sutra, Tantra, Vajradhara, Buddha Shakyamuni, Manjushu, Jason Karpa, and above all, Kelsang Gyatso appears as Shugden. and you take this Shugden with you when you come out of meditation. I quote 3 benefits of doing this meditation from Khalsa Gyatso's commentary to Heart Yoga. By putting your trust in Shugden, your practice will naturally become pure, you will have a powerful ally, and you will always make the right decisions. Naturally become pure is what I felt holding the Guru, the Shugden Guru, in my heart. Having a powerful ally is what I felt when I taught. I could teach the perfect Dharma. You always make the right decisions. After teaching, I often felt as if I was protected from making any mistakes, but only if I stayed on the MKT path. Purity, power, and infallibility. In time, this practice led me to feel, and other teachers around me, that not only was the Guru infallible and could make no mistakes, but that I myself was also, without any fault in any decision I made, completely pure and powerful too, and not only during teachings, every day, with everything I did. With my Guru's blessings, I can accomplish anything. This feeling is blissful to gorge yourself with and addictive. You aren't ordinary anymore. You're extraordinary and special on this unmistaken path. So you have to protect this absent Guru, which is this power you now possess. You have to protect his good renown and his pure lineage. So you go to the demos and join in the defamation campaign, as I did from a distance. Because without Shugden, you think there will be no lineage in the teachings. I started to act as if I would do almost anything to protect my access to that feeling of power and control. What else could it be but the power of the lineage? But isn't this twisting of the concept of the purity of the Dharma into our own purity, power, and unmistaken actions as NKT teachers exactly the Shugden of distorted aspiration that causes His Holiness the Dalai Lama's concern, and the real unvoiced harm the NKT system creates? As a perfect NKT teacher, you feel no sense of personal responsibility for the harm your actions could create. While in the NKT, I increasingly saw this system as a hope I was holding up, and feeling that doctrine of purity, infallibility, and power in my teachers led to my conflicts with them. Good teachers I have met since show you what to look for in your own mind, as they know it in their own minds already. It's not about control. Is the NKT trying to blame His Holiness the Dalai Lama for its own problems in maintaining authority? But surely by trying to silence His Holiness, NKT students are also silencing their own inner critics or intuition, their own capacity to see what might have gone wrong. That's why we as survivors feel so confused when we leave the NKT. As long as Shugden practice feels so good, and Khalsa Gyatso is conceptually confused with Shugden, then NKT followers will remain deeply attached to the Shugden Guru, fearful of stopping the practice without breaking Samaya and going to hell, and fiercely protective of what appears to them to be perfect as it makes them feel perfect. You can't see this while you're in it, but I see the Shugden NKT and Khalsa Gyatso system as only seeking to maintain itself, not a lineage. I think I can seriously state that in the NKT you become not a practitioner, but a Shugden follower. You may start out wanting to be a better person, wanting to make the world a better place, but you have very little idea of what you are missing out on and the price you will pay for your loyalty if you walk in that door wanting Dharma. That is the sadness. Thank you very much.